Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to install Windows 11 on Proxmox. Now before we begin guys, make sure you have your Windows 11 ISO and then that you have the Virtualize drivers ISO. Normally what you would do is that you would have your storage, and within your storage here, in my case is my Crucial SSD over here, and that I have my ISOs uploaded in this storage. Now, if you guys need to know how to create a storage, you can always drop that in the comment below. So once you have those things, we can go ahead and continue. So now what you have to do is right click on the PVE level or the node level and create the VM, or just click on the create VM button here on the top. All right, so now the node is the same. We'll keep the same VM ID. This one is going to be called Win11, and then we'll hit next. The OS here will go to the storage where we have our Crucial SSD, and then we'll select the ISO for Windows 11, and then over here we'll choose the guest OS type, which is Windows, and then we'll select the last version here. If you do intend to install the Virtualize drivers, please make sure that this here is selected to add an additional drive for Virtualize drivers. And then here we choose again the same storage, and then we can choose the Virtualize drivers. Now, then we hit next actually. The graphics card will leave the same. Over here for the EFI disk, I normally leave everything checked here. So we'll just choose our Crucial SSD for storage here. And also QEMU agent, I'll leave that there. For the SCSI controller, this part, I always leave default as well. And then here we'll choose the SSD storage for the TPM storage. As you guys know, Windows 11 does require TPM for any hardware to work with any hardware. So make sure that this part here is checked correctly. We'll hit next. All right, so the bus here, I always select SATA. So make sure that you guys choose SATA if you want to do it the same as me. But of course, guys, always experiment and make sure that you do different things to see how things works for yourself. The other thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to change it to 64 gigs, and then the QEMU image, I'm gonna leave it the same here as QEMU, as the QEMU format. Over here, nothing else to touch. I only have one socket. I'm gonna give it 4 cores, and then I'll leave the CPU type to the same thing here. I'll leave it for 4 gigs, and as you guys know, you can always change this. One thing that I'm gonna change before we continue is that I'm gonna change the minimum here to 1024, so that it always has a minimum of this, but it can always go to 4096 if it wants to. Hit next. I'll hide the advanced here. The networking is going to be the same here, no VLANs, nothing, and then we'll hit next. So once you have all of this, this is basically a confirmation of everything that you've selected. So you can go through and make sure that everything is as you expect them to be. All right, so now we can hit finish. So once the VM has been created, you can go to the VM, click on console, and then hit start. You're gonna get a prompt to hit any key and do that. So that's been done, and then you'll see a loading button here. I might have to speed up this part. All right, so as you can see, we are in the install window, and of course for me everything here is default. Install now. And of course, if you have an activation key, you can put one in. I don't have one. For me, it's Windows 11 Pro. And of course, I will accept the terms. Next. For me, it's gonna be a custom install. And you can see our drive here that we selected. And then we can hit next. This part is probably gonna be sped up. So one of the things that you will notice when installing Windows 11 is that Microsoft will require you to have internet to be able to do anything. So in our case, what we're going to do is to use the keyboard and hit Shift F10, and that will bring up a command prompt. And in that command prompt, we will use a command that will help us execute the OOBE bypass NRO command, and this will bypass the network requirement during the Windows 11 installation or setup. After we have done that, the system might restart, but we will be able then to continue our installation. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, I think that's it. Let's do it. And as you can see, it's doing something in the background. And once we've rebooted, what's going to happen is that we will have a button that says, I don't have internet, and then we'll be able to skip that part and continue. All right. Looks like we're back. We're gonna go through the settings again. So next, US, no additional layout. And as you guys can see, we now have an I don't have an internet button. So we're gonna use that. Without the OOBE bypass NRO, there was no way for us to do it. Okay, and here it's gonna say, it's gonna insist that we connect to the internet. So we're gonna not connect to the internet. So once you have installed your VM, what you need to do is to make sure that all of the drivers are installed and that they work. And the first thing we're going to do is to make sure that we run the setup that is included in our Virtualize Windows ISO. So we can open it. It's mounted here on the D drive, and we can scroll down here, and then you can see here IO WinGT x64. We'll go ahead and run that, accept all the terms. These are multiple things that's probably going to install, and then we'll install everything. And as that's being done, we can go to Device Manager, and we can look at all of the exclamation points disappear and everything just looking good here. And all right, that's it, that's done. So guys, once you have your Windows 11 installed, you can actually do whatever you would need to do in any VM. So you can RDP to this, you can clear all of these junk applications that have been installed. You can set up your remote desktop users and do all of the things that you would normally do on a Windows machine. And what I recommend for you guys to do is to make sure that you take a snapshot after you've installed it. And so you will be able to revert to the fresh install if anything goes wrong. That's how you install Windows 11 on Proxmox. Thank you guys for watching. I thought this video was not going to be this long, but it was. And you guys can see that we even have internet. And if we open Edge here, we'll probably be able to click on some stuff and then see the internet, as you guys can see. So thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.